What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to switch gears a little bit and talk about nutrition, because literally you've probably heard that achieving your fitness goals is 80% made in the kitchen and 20% is made in the gym. And I can completely agree with that statement, because that's something I kind of went through firsthand. A little background on me: I feel like for most of my life I've been pretty active since I can remember. I never had a TV in my room, I never had a cell phone, I never had video games. So my brother and I would always be outside jumping on the trampoline, riding bikes, on our rollerblades. We would walk to school. And then I remember 6th grade I joined the track team for the first time, and then 8th grade I did some cheerleading, and then 9th grade that's when I started playing soccer, and I have not stopped ever since. Right after high school I kind of got into weightlifting, and it was always very inconsistent. I had no idea what I was doing, and I never really took it very serious, maybe because I didn't really care about changing my body. And I know it was maybe up until 2 years ago, or maybe a little longer, that's when I decided to switch up things, take my workouts a little more serious. And even when I did that, my nutrition was still not on point. And I remember thinking, why am I not seeing results? I'm working out, I'm playing loads of soccer, but still I felt like a skinny fat kind of thing, you know? So that's when I started looking more into nutrition, and the moment I switched my diet up, things changed for me. And I'm not gonna say I'm in the best shape of my life, but I've made so much progress in the past year that now I know that nutrition truly does play such an important role in molding your body how you want it. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted you guys to understand how it is I'm going about lowering my body fat this time around. If this is the first video you are watching of mine, I have a 6-week challenge currently going for myself. I am starting week 3, and things have been pretty good. I'm trying to lose 5% body fat in 6 weeks. Now, is it obtainable? Yes. Do you have to be a little strict on yourself? Yes. But if it fits your macro, following that diet plan, it's kind of a little more flexible. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. If you are interested in following my fitness journey, make sure you are subscribed and turn on that post notification bell on so you can stay up to date with my videos. I am gonna try to be as informative as possible. I don't wanna get too technical, I just truly want you to understand the basics, okay? So let's get into it. So one of the first videos I looked up on YouTube when it was that I was changing my diet was, what are macros? How many calories do I know I should be intaking? So let's just break up those categories into 2. Let's start with macros. Macros are short for macronutrients, and macronutrients are found in all of your food, all of your drinks. Everything you intake has some kind of macros. Macros are carbs, fats, and proteins. So you're okay, great, why do they matter? Ultimately, if you understand why macros are important, that's gonna help you really achieve your fitness goal, whether it is you're trying to lose weight or gain weight. Let's talk about carbs. Carbs are a great source of energy. Proteins are great to help you repair and build muscle. And fats, aside from keeping your body nice and insulated, they also store a lot of energy. That's just little basic information that will probably help you understand why it is that they're important. You can play around with the ratio of macros when you're counting. Look at this guy. I think he wants to go outside, but we're not worried about him. So there's different ways you can play around with your macros and the ratios depending on your body goal. But I really don't want to get too into this, because there's people that are more into high carbs. I personally feel way better with a low carb diet, and that's what I'm following. So on MyFitnessPal, I have my carbs set to 25%. My protein set to 35%, and my fat set to 40%. These numbers are something I played around with in the past, and they are the ones that I stuck with because they make me feel better. I'm gonna list a link to my Pinterest account, because there's generic information when it comes to macros, understanding what foods have what kind of macros, and maybe trying to get an example of what kind of ratio you want to start with when it comes to setting your macros on MyFitnessPal app or some other kind of macro counting app. Now that we have a little general understanding of macros, we want to think about our calories because those are just as important. So again, one of the first things I looked on YouTube was how do I know how many calories I should be eating, and I will list down some videos that help me get a better understanding. There are calculators out there, there are little equations you can do, and I say try both of them so you can get an idea of what it is your body needs. Play around with those numbers, see what feels best for you. So if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be in a caloric deficit. You want to be eating less calories than what your maintenance calories are. If you want to gain weight, you want to be in a caloric surplus, meaning you want to eat more calories than what your maintenance calories are. So that's why it's important to figure out what your maintenance calories are. After figuring out what that is, that's when macros come into play. So figuring out what kind of macro ratio you're gonna go for and figuring out your daily caloric intake, it's just gonna make things easier on you. So I use a food scale. That's the main way I know how much of everything I'm consuming. So if you don't have one, I would highly recommend it. It's really inexpensive. It's a great tool to have if you're trying to track your macros. After that, really, it's just plugging your food in MyFitnessPal. For example, the other day I had some eggs, some nopales, some lentils, and it's crazy because any food you can think of is probably on MyFitnessPal. So you don't have to worry about like inputting like, oh, this has 20 grams of protein, this has 4 grams of fat. Like everything is pretty much already set for you. So that's why I love MyFitnessPal. And then pretty much it's just keeping an eye on your numbers so you don't go over your caloric intake or go over your fats or go over anything specific, you know? So that's why if it fits your macros, it's my favorite because I don't feel like I'm dieting, but I'm just like more aware of what my body is intaking, and if it doesn't fit in my macros, like I'm not gonna eat it. And I don't have to worry about it being like, oh, well, I can't have pizza because it's bad food. I mean, you could still sneak in pizza in your macros, but you're probably not gonna be happy throughout the day because that's gonna be probably majority of your carbs, your fats, and your calories. So you want to be smart about it. The flexibility in my diet now is so much better than how it was before. Like I'm so much happier. And I think that ultimately that's something you have to figure out. You don't want to stick to a diet that you're going to be miserable. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully it helped you understand how it is I'm going about this. Maybe it's something you want to try out. Like I said, I did not want to get too technical in this video. Like I'm not a dietitian and nutritionist, so I don't want to be putting things out there that I cannot back up. This is literally something that has worked for me, that it's currently working for me, that I enjoy doing. I'm going to continue doing that until who knows when. But as of now, that's what we're working with. That's gonna conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit that post notification bell so you can stay up to date on my next video. I am gonna upload a upper body workout video later on in the week. I know I was saying I was gonna upload on Thursdays, but I'm kind of leaning more towards Fridays now because it gives me a little more space during the week to edit in case I need it. But for sure, always Mondays I will be uploading and Thursdays or Fridays. All right, well, thank you for watching and I will see you until next time.